Good evening, and we'd like to welcome you to Fridley Community Park. I'm Chuck Fortman, along with Bonnie Young-Johnson. We're here to bring you the state fast pitch softball girls game here. The championship game should be an exciting game here tonight, Bonnie, as things get going. Park of Cottage Grove, the Indians. The Spartans are from Richfield. Those are the two teams competing here tonight. Should be an exciting softball game.
This will be really a well-played game. Really good athletes on both teams. Great pitchers and a lot of really intense players on both teams.
And let's start off quickly with how Park will line up defensively in right field. Kristen Ship, number 24, will be in right field. Nadine LeMay, number 9, in center field. Becky Stetner, number 34, in left. The shortstop will be Brenda Polanco, number 10. The third baseman, Angie Grossman, number 7. The second baseman will be Laura Peters, number 12. Tara Storm, number 14. The first baseman, the catcher, will be Robin Beebe, number 8. And the pitcher will be number 11, Jenny Bauer. Starting off for Richfield will be Shanine Luz, number 11. The number 2 hitter will be Annie Laval, number 19. Number 15, Tracy Carey, will bat number 3. Batting cleanup, number 18, Jody Halverson. Number 5 is Darcy Luz. Number 13, Carrie Johnson. Number 12, Carrie Long bats. Then Billy Caldwell, number 17, and number 4, Sarah Steppens. And Rochelle McGinnis bats number 9. And the first pitch is taken for ball 1. We're underway here in the state high school championship game. Shanine Luz up to bat, a left-handed batter here. A comebacker to the pitcher for Park Cottage Grove. That's Bauer. She throws over to Strom for the first out of the game. And the jitters should start to settle down a little now.
She was tall enough to get that one.
She is a tall gal. Can a pitcher actually overstride?
Yes.
So she's got to be careful.
She's got great leverage.
And the first pitch here is taken for ball 1. Up to bat now is Annie LaValle. Annie chokes up a good 2 inches on the bat. Another left-handed hitter. That one's outside just again. Our home plate umpire tonight is Nate Shannon. At first base, we've got Mike Trivik. And down at third base, we've got John Kasidowski. I think that's how we say it.
We're not sure.
We've got a 2-ball, 1-strike count with 1 out, no score here in the top of the first. The Spartans of Richfield. That one's hit right down to Strom, unassisted at first base. Up to bat now is Tracy Carey. Tracy's the pitcher for the
Spartans.
And she'll be able here to see if she can help herself out. Batting number 3. And this isn't all that uncommon in softball as it just like in the baseball side of things, where the pitchers can sometimes be the best athletes on the team.
This is a very good hitter as well as a very dominant pitcher.
And we've got an 0-2 count with 2 out here in the top of the first. And a swing and a miss. And a strikeout there for Jenny Bauer.
Boulder.
To end the top of the first inning. As they go 1-2-3, the Spartans do. Let's set the Spartans defense quickly here for you. In right field, it'll be number 12, Carrie Long. In center, number 9, Rochelle McGinnis. Number 4, Sarah Steppens. At short will be number 18, Jody Halverson. At third, number 17, Billy Caldwell. At second, number 11, Sharon Luz. At first base, number 19, Annie Laval. The catcher will be number 13, Carrie Johnson, and the pitcher, number 15, Tracy Carey, who just struck out. And the Park Cottage Grove batting order. Leading off will be Laura Peters. The second batter will be Robin Beebe. the third batter, Kristen Ship, number 24. The cleanup hitter will be number 28, Tiffany Shire. Fifth will be Becky Stetton. Number 34, number 11, Jenny Bauer. Number 9, Nadine LeMay. Number 10, Brenda Polanco. Number 14, Tara Strom. And Angie Grossman, the third baseman, won't be batting. She'll be hit for by Tiffany Shire. There you see, get a good look as the Spartans rally around the pitcher there, get their final instructions. Everybody's set to go. We're going to see a lot of bunt action here right off the bat, or will they go through the lineup once to see the pitcher?
Well, they've played each other before, so they probably know the kind of pitching that they're going to see. He probably will let them bat and see what they can do with Tracy.
And we've got a 2-0 count right off the bat here as Laura Peters stands in. And we go 3-0. Outfield pretty much playing straight away. And we've got a 3-1 count.
I think it's 2-2.
Oh, 2-2 now. Okay. A little tapper off the mound, not in time, and a good stretch there by the first baseman, Annie LaValle of the Spartans, but not enough to get her as that ball just didn't have any oomph coming away from the bat.
She took off from the plate, though. That was excellent out of the box.
That's the whole key to it, is to get a good jump.
First 3 steps.
And we'll take a look at it again. There you can see she came off the box just lickety split. Now up to bat for Park is Robin Beebe. We've got nobody out. The first batter is on base for Park. She's walking around at first base, stretching out a little bit. As Robin Beebe steps in. And she takes off, and the ball's a little bit wide of second base. A great play there by the shortstop, Jody Helverson, for the Spartans, as that ball was thrown to the right field side of second base. An excellent recovery there to make sure she caught the ball first and then worry about tagging the runner. And we'll take a look at this one again. And there you see the ball.
Great stop. Great stop by the shortstop.
And that's an important thing, is to be sure you get there and get the ball and keep it in the infield. As Robin Beebe strikes out, we've got 1 out, a runner at second base. The runner at second base, Laura Peters, is Kristen Ship comes up. And she takes strike 1. We've got 1 out, an 0-1 count with a runner at second base, and the bunt is on, and they pull it off. And we go 1-1. And a little slap, and that's caught. And a beautiful double play, unassisted by Jody Helverson, the shortstop for the Spartans. And Park Cottage Grove goes down 1-2-3 on an unassisted double play by Jody Helverson. So after the first inning of play, our score is the Spartans 0 and the Indians 0. We'll be back right after this.
Thanks to some.
And welcome back to Fridley Community Park with Bonnie Young-Johnson. I'm Chuck Fortman. Our score after the first inning is the Spartans 0, the Indians 0. This game's moving along quickly, Bonnie.
Oh, some beautiful plays. We haven't had a lot of big hits yet, but that last one could have gone right up the middle, and Jody just stole it away from him and slapped the double play on the base. It was real nice to see.
And in watching the games throughout the tournament, what I've seen is that is the one thing that you can really see, a team that plays good team defense. That
there has been some great play these 2 days at this tournament. The girls have gotten so much better year in and year out. They just get better and better and better and stronger and much smarter ball players, real instinctive.
Well, and that helps the whole way around as they get more instinctive and react almost to the ball. It helps improve everything, and including the lowering of injuries.
That's right.
We've got something down the right field line. From our vantage point, we can't see it here, but the umpire down there, Mike Trivik, is chasing it down. I thought maybe that hot air balloon
that was... The balloon has landed.
And we get a look there as that pitch is just a little bit outside for ball one. Up to bat now is Jody Halverson, the gal who made that unassisted double play to end the first inning. She comes up and hits a foul ball right back at us, just off to our right a little bit. A little earlier today, Joan and I were standing here, and one of those with all that overspin hit right on this shingling material here. And I went to reach for it, and I couldn't. My arm doesn't work that fast anymore.
Free ball. Nice hit.
And Joni hits out to the left fielder and gets a single to lead off the top of the second inning. So with nobody out, Jody Halverson on first base for the Spartans. Coming up now is number 14, the designated hitter, Darcy Luz. Darcy squares the bunt. She pops it up off the top of the backstop. She got just a little bit under that pitch. And, well, to say the least, she popped that bunt way up.
Got to keep the bunts down or it'll double up your player. I'm sure that's what her coach is just reminding her of.
See if she squares again to bunt, and she does.
Down ball. Just exactly what she wanted to do. Down ball, advance your runner.
Oh, that was just about a picture-perfect bunt, both bat placement and ball placement. 6 feet out in front of the plate.
Don't fool anybody. Just put it down. That was very, very well done.
And the runner advances Jody Halverson to second base on the sacrifice for Darcy. And up to bat now is number 13, Carrie Johnson. Carrie's the catcher here for the Spartans. Jenny Bauer, the pitcher now, or well, has been through the whole game here. Jenny Bauer, the pitcher for Park Cottage Grove. Jenny seems to have a lot of action on that ball. That foul coming straight back. I guess I'm surprised so far. It doesn't look like she's been overpowering for as big a gal as she, she seems quite tall. We were talking before we started the game, 6'2", 6'3". I guess you expect a lot of speed, and that's not necessarily always the trick. As that one's a little blooper out to right field, and the throw behind the first baseman and into the dugout. And Richfield gets to score first as Jody Halverson comes home on the ball.
She was on second. She's got to come in.
Into the Park Cottage Grove dugout. As Carrie Johnson with the little Texas League single out to right field, and then the throw behind the first baseman and into the dugout.
That was an E9. Yeah, she shouldn't have been throwing it unless that first baseman was ready to receive it, and the first baseman had already pulled off the bag. Unfortunately, it was kind of a miscommunication play. This may be a slap bunt. We'll see. Yes, it was.
And up to bat now is Carrie Long. Carrie is the right fielder. As we take a look at the previous hit, out to right field, and then you see the throw back towards first, and the first baseman well up the first base line. And we've got an 0-2 count now on Carrie Long. Runner on second. We've got one out and one run in so far here in the top of the second inning. Carey squared around again to bunt. Brings her back and swings and misses.
Another slap attempt. If you can get those down there, wonderful. But unfortunately,
Jenny seems to have a lot of action on that ball. She can keep it down, and she seems to have the hitters off stride here. That one was down and seemed to have them fooled a little bit. And now she comes inside and gets Billy Caldwell to swing and miss at an inside pitch. She's 0-1 now. That one outside, misses just a little bit low. We've got 2 outs, runner on second. A 1-1 count on Billy Caldwell. And she swings and misses for strike 2.
took a good cut at that one. It was just a little high.
And again, Jenny seems to have the batters just a little bit off stride.
They just aren't quite used to her yet.
And that one, she seemed to blow by her there. And that's her second strikeout of the game.
Third
strikeout. So we've got 3 strikeouts in 2 innings. So after an inning and a half, our score is the Spartans 1, the Indians nothing. Welcome back to Fridley's Community Park here on 70th Avenue and University Avenue Northeast in Fridley. We're about ready to get underway with the bottom of the second inning. Up to bat now for Park of Cottage Grove is Tiffany Shire, number 28. She takes the first pitch for ball 1. Here we get a good look at Tiffany. Tiffany with a line shot bouncing down the left field line. Foul. We've got a 1-1 count. We'll have to see if 1 run can hold up here. Been a lot of close, low-scoring games in this tournament.
Oh, I think there'll be a lot more hits before the game is over. Both teams are good hitters. Both teams have good pitchers, but they get the bat on the ball, so they'll fall in there.
And the pitch a little bit low for ball 2. The outfield pretty much straight away here for the Spartans. Pop up.
Straight up.
And I think she caught it off the screen. And no catch called there.
That was a trap. Good call by Nate Shannon. Call it right away.
And he was in a good position to see that, too. We've got a 2-2 count. Carrie Johnson back there for the Spartans trying to gather that ball in.
Ooh.
And she throws her off stride with
nice change.
Nice change up there. Coming up now is Becky Stetner. Becky's the left fielder here for the Indians. And she shoots one out to Jody at short. Jody a little high and pulls the first baseman, Annie LaValle's foot off the base. And we've got a runner aboard with 1 out here for the Indians. As we look at it again,
Kind of let it go a little high.
almost looked like she didn't have that ball way down in her hand.
Oh, yeah.
Just had it with her fingertips, the bunt. And that's going to roll foul. And we've got an 0-1 count now on Jenny Bauer, the pitcher here for Park Cottage Grove.
Where do you need a trainer? Right down in the steps here.
Jenny Bauer stepping in now with an 0-1 count, 1 out, runner at first base. Tracy Carey calling some instructions out to her fielders. And they had a play on, and the ball bounces loose from the second baseman for the Spartans. Shireen Luz, but she kept it close in the infield there, and nothing further transpired as the runner was held at first. We've got a 1-1 count with 1 out and a 1 runner on. Jenny steps back in now. Jenny squares the bunt, now tries to slap it.
Good slap. Real effective.
Jody had no chance, the shortstop there. What used to be called a Baltimore chop kind of play there.
The slap bunt, you get that third baseman moving in, and if you can just slap it up or slap it down beyond that third baseman, you've got a good shot at keeping both runners on.
We'll take a look there. You see that big bounce, and the throw, hurried as it was, still wasn't there in time. Right back between the legs of the pitcher, and we've got an out at first on the fielder's choice. I believe we scored that one 1-4-3.
It's the only place she could go with it. That was good. Get an out.
As the runners advance, we've got them at second and third, 2 outs. We'll take a look at this one again. There you see her turn and throw to first base to collect the out. A good reactionary play. Instinctively knowing where to go.
Get the out, that's right. When anything goes wrong, get an out.
Strike one now to number 10, Brenda Polanco. Brenda's the shortstop for the Indians. She takes that one outside, 1-1 now with 2 outs and runners at second and third. And this one right back to the pitcher, Tracy Carey, over to first, and that ends the inning. So after 2 innings, our score is the Spartans 1, the Indians nothing. Welcome back to Fridley Community Park with Bonnie Young-Johnson. I'm Chuck Fortman. Our score after 2 complete innings is the Spartans 1, the Indians nothing here in the State High School Girls Fast Pitch Softball Tournament. This is the championship game. Bonnie, great plays both defensively and really, we're starting to see some bats come around and people connect with the ball here. We're going to get through the lineups here, I think, in the 3rd inning, both batting rotations. And we'll see if anything transpires as these guys come up to see these pitchers for the 2nd time.
They had some chances there. They had some chances, but Richfield kept their heads about them and just got 1 out at a time and kept them from scoring a run.
And so far, the other thing is we haven't seen any concentration or frustration kind of things coming out from these pitchers. They seem very seasoned and very mature, not getting uptight or hurt or...
Real cool heads.
Yep.
Both of them are real cool, and this is the game where everybody gets a little bit tense. But they've been very cool.
And up to bat now for Richfield is Sarah Steppens. Sarah, a left-hander. And she takes that one outside. We've got a 2-1 count with nobody out, nobody on here in the top of the 3rd inning. They've just turned the lights on here at Community Park. Beautiful lighting here. It looks just like daylight out there. 3-1. That one just barely missed. Sarah standing in ready now. And she takes that for strike 2. We've got a full count. Nobody out. And a little off the end of the bat towards the shortstop, over to first base. Brenda Polanco gets it over to Tara Storm, and we've got one out here in the top of the 3rd inning. Up to bat now, number 11, Shireen Luz coming up. Shireen fouls this one right back. That one in on the hands. She seems to be getting a better cut this time around than she did the first time at bat.
Yeah, getting her feet set in there, getting ready.
And that one's in the dirt.
Nice change. Their motions are excellent. Their motions are very, very similar between the fastball and the change, and that's what you want to see in your pitcher. You want to see it be identical motion except for the speed of the ball.
And that the deception is the whole trick then.
That's right.
Now when we throw a fastball, I got a feeling there's probably 5 different ways to throw a fastball: a 1 finger, a 2 finger, a cross seam. And I'm sure all of them do different things and give us different rotations. And is that, do many of these gals throw a curveball?
Oh, I don't know how many throw a curveball. Some of them think they do.
Okay.
It's really nice. If they've got a nice fastball and they've got a nice off-speed, nice hit.
And it gets by the center fielder. Nadine LeMay has to chase that one down in deep center field. She overthrows the cutoff man. And coming around to score with the home run there is Shireen Luz.
Gotta hit your cutoff.
She went well wide of the cutoff, almost looking like she was going to throw it directly to third, and that was going to be way too late.
Wonder how they'll score that. Should be a triple and a throwing error, but
we'll take a look at it again here. And it appears almost that Nadine just misjudged that ball on the hop even.
She just didn't get there in time. Tried to make a stab at it.
And the first pitch to Annie LaValle, the pitch now. And that one's hit between the third baseman and the shortstop. And the Spartans
they're hitting.
Indeed, they're starting to connect. They almost like they've got the timing down.
Second time through the order. They're a hitting club. Both teams can hit the ball real well. But Richfield has always been known for stroking at the ball.
And there you see the ball rolling into left field. Kind of off the hands, but it made it. Now the bunt is on, and that's taken for ball 1. We have 1 out and a runner at first base. A 1-0 count. And stepping back in is Tracy Carey, the pitcher for the Spartans. Tracy's ready. Jenny with the pitch. The bunt. That one's a little bit hard. Right back to Jenny Bauer. She threw, and now we're going to have an out at third. As the runner tried to advance on the ball to the outfield. A good heads-up play by the center fielder there, Nadine LeMay, getting the ball in quickly to the third baseman. And no chance there for Annie LaValle. We'll take a look at this again. That bunt was a little bit hard. Good turn and pivot by the pitcher, Jenny Bauer.
Yeah, she just took her eyes off the ball when she was going to catch it. She wanted to go to first with it.
So we've got 2 outs and the runner at first now. Up to bat is Jody Halverson, the shortstop now for the Spartans. Jody got a single the first time up and came on around to score. the first run of the game for the Spartans. And this one lined right back up through the middle. Jody with the hit, and they're going to third base. And Jody ends up with a single and advancing to second on the throw to third, as Tracy Carey ends up at third with 2 out. We've got runners at second and third. We'll take a look at that again.
Nice little wrap.
They're just hitting them where they ain't now, kind of deal.
Oh, they're hitting the ball.
And the first pitch taken there by number 14, Darcy Luz, the designated hitter, for strike one. And Darcy pulls that one foul down the third baseline. 0-2 with 2 outs and runners at second and third.
You know, I believe when these two teams met earlier in the season, I believe Richfield beat Park Cottage Grove handily. But I think it was also their prom night for Park Cottage Grove, so.
Lots of other things going on that night then, too. It was 10-2 the score in that game.
I believe it was.
High fly ball just out of play. And we've got 1 ball, 2 strikes, and 2 outs. Runners second and third. The score 2-0. The Spartans over the Indians here. We're in the top of the third inning.
Ooh.
And she is called out on strikes. Darcy Luz. And that's strikeout number 4.
Looks that way.
So after 2.5 innings, our score is the Spartans 2, the Indians nothing. Hey, with Bonnie Young-Johnson, I'm Chuck Fortman. Exciting game here so far, 2-0. The Spartans over the Indians as the Spartans huddle on the mound around their pitcher, Tracy Carey, getting ready here to get set for the bottom of the third inning. We've been talking so much, Bonnie, I've just about drank it up all my lemonade. It's amazing how thirsty you can get up here doing all this talking.
It's been a little warm today.
Yes, been a great day for softball.
Wonderful 2 days weather-wise and play-wise also.
Yes, yes. Well, and the sun has been out. It's been 80 degrees. We've had a gentle breeze so that the bugs and the humidity haven't acted bad, but yet perfect weather.
Perfect weather for ball.
Yep. No pulled hamstrings or shoulders or arm muscles or anything. Just tremendous. And it's been a tremendous tournament.
Yes, it has. A lot of great teams in the state of Minnesota now.
Up to bat now is number 14, Tara Storm, the first baseman for the Indians. And quickly she falls behind 0-2 to Tracy Carey, the pitcher for the Spartans. And that one's high and inside for ball 1.
Good pitch then. Make her go for one.
And the umpire, I'm not sure, is he asking her to make sure her foot is on the rubber when she starts her motion?
I'm wondering if he's asking her if she wants to stay on the rubber a little longer before she releases the ball.
Okay.
Possibility. Sometimes the umps come out there.
Okay. In other words, she's getting the push.
From this angle, I can't really tell. You have to kind of be on first or third base to see the crow hop off. But usually an umpire wouldn't go out there and say anything unless it was a situation where she's doing something that needs to be corrected. Or
now, will the home plate umpire, is that his job to do that?
Usually the base umps call that because they have a better vision of it. But if the home plate ump sees it, he can call it.
Okay.
Now she comes right back with it.
We've got a strikeout to start the top or bottom of the third inning. Now, when you say crow's foot, she's sliding her foot.
Well, the crow hop is you push off the rubber and land on that same foot before you release the ball. So technically, you're not on the rubber anymore. Some people crow hop a large distance, so the advantage is to be that much closer to the batter before you release the ball. So the batter gets to see the ball much less distance than. It's 40 feet is very short as it is. But I don't think she's doing it very badly.
Okay, yeah, it appears in the full windup here that she really is almost letting go as her.
Yeah, looks that way.
And she takes strike 2. Up to bat now is number 12, Laura Peters, the leadoff hitter here for the Indians. And that one's high for ball 1. We've got a 1-2 count with 1 out here. Bottom of the 3rd. Richfield up 2-0. That's a bullet right out to Halverson at short.
Ooh.
She gets it over to Annie LaValle. A little low, but Annie was down there to get it. And we've got 2 away here in the bottom of the 3rd.
She's a fast little runner.
She, in the first inning, got out of the box in a hurry. As we take a look at this again, there's the ball out, and that was almost a blue darter one-hopper to Halverson, and she was
Nice hit.
half a step behind. That one out to left field, mishandled out in left field just a little bit, but Sarah Steppens comes up with it in a hurry, gets it in, and holds the runner at first base. That's Robin Beebe. She's on board with a single out to left field. We've got 2 outs and a runner on first here in the bottom of the 3rd for the Indians. Coming up now is Kristen Shipp, the right fielder. She pops this one straight back at us again. We probably should take the glass out of these windows here. Oh, maybe it's Lexan, so we won't have to worry. That ball gets by the catcher, and the runner, Peters, advances to second. Or excuse me, Beebe advances to second. We've got a 1-1 count with 2 out and a runner at second here for the Indians now. Oh, we've got a change in the count, I guess. We've got no balls and 2 strikes is the count. And 2 out here in the bottom of the 3rd with the runner on second. And a foul tip there goes to the backstop. Tracy Carey. Been pitching a lot of smoke. We'll see if she comes through now with maybe a little change.
She did. Threw a little off speed. Wasn't right there, but it was off speed.
We've got a 1-ball, 2-strike count now. And that right back up through the middle.
I'll send her.
And that's going to score a run for the Indians. And going into second base is Kristen Shipp. And a 2-out single scores a run for the Indians. We're 2-1 now here in the bottom of the third inning. I can't read and talk at the same time.
That just went right by Tracy. She might have had a chance at it. Right by her. It's kind of like didn't expect it.
And a swing and a miss for strike 1 to number 28. That's Tiffany Shire, the designated hitter here for the Indians. We've got a runner on second. That's Kristen Shipp. And this one bounds down to third and over to first for the final out of the bottom of the third inning. Billy Cadwell gets it over to Annie LaValle to end the third inning. So after 3 innings at the Richfield Spartans 2, the Park Cottage Grove Indians 1. And welcome back to Fridley's Community Park in Fridley, Minnesota with Bonnie Young-Johnson. I'm Chuck Fortman, and we're here ready for the top of the fourth inning. The score is 2-1. The Spartans over the Indians. A very close game. Bonnie, this game is going to go right. I can see this one going into extra innings, I guess.
This is going to go down to the wire. Both of these teams are really focused, and they're intense. They're going to make a few errors, but they're going to come right back and make an excellent play the next time, or they're going to come right back and strike the person out. They're going to play tough the whole game.
Well, and it's fun to see these gals. Defensively, they're making great plays. Offensively, they're getting the hit. They're getting the bat on the ball. We've seen some good pitching here. We've had some strikeouts, but the second time through for the Spartans, they started to get a lot of bat on the ball. You want to say a lot of wood on the ball, but anymore the
lot of metal.
Yeah, a lot of metal on the ball. Ooh, that one's inside, hits the knob of the bat, I think, and
strike.
Bounds off for a foul ball. Self-defense hits the knob of the bat, and you get called for a strike. This is the catcher, Carrie Johnson, up for the Spartans. She swings and misses for strike two. 0-2 with nobody out here in the top of the fourth inning. And that one's out.
Ooh, she went.
Did she swing at that one?
Yeah, he said she went for it.
Okay. I was going to say looked like ball one to me.
It was a ball.
Okay. Up to bat now for the Spartans. Number 12, Carrie Long. Carrie shows bunt here.
Slap, maybe.
And she tries to drop it down the first base line. That one rolls foul for strike one. Now that she's made contact with the ball and has the infielders already, now will the slap work a little better?
Well, maybe the coach is just trying to get her to get the bat on the ball. She struck out the first time, so maybe she's just trying to get her to get a little contact. Instead of that big swing, maybe she's trying to get her just get the bat to the ball.
Carrie squares, takes that one outside for ball one. A 1-2 count with one out here in the top of the fourth inning. And the long look in and a slap, and the infielders didn't bite on that at all. Everybody was right in position. And we've got two away here in the top of the fourth inning.
No, that's just an attempt at the coach to get the player to get the bat on the ball. Maybe she doesn't have real good ball contact skills, and maybe make something happen.
Strike one there to number 17, Billy Cadwell, the third baseman for the Spartans. She takes that one outside. And we've got a 1-1 count with two out here in the top of the fourth inning. And that one's way outside. Whoop. We've got a reversal on the count. Now it shows as 1-2. And that one was a little bit inside, and Billy was ahead of it and got well around on that one. Now the coach, Kim, and I'm going to let you...
Niederlicky.
Comes down to talk to Billy. I'm going to ask you a question here, Bonnie. I've seen Kim way back at the edge almost of the outfield grass from the back of the coach's box as Billy fouls that one off. Will the umpires ever warn her about being too far out of the coach's box, or do they let them have a lot of room down there at third base?
Mostly they don't say much if you're towards the dugout but if you're towards the field, like their first base coach was towards the field, and she was warned earlier in the game to remain in the coach's box. So they're more concerned about them being too close to the field than farther away from the field.
Okay.
We've had incidences where coaches have grabbed their players rounding third base and various things, and that, of course, is a fraction of the rules and causes the runner to be an out. So it's just to kind of keep everybody where they belong.
Billy Cadwell strikes out to end the top of the fourth inning here at Fridley's Community Park. And we'll be back with our score, 2-1 Spartans over the Indians. Voila. And welcome back to Fridley's Community Park with Bonnie Young-Johnson. I'm Chuck Fortman, and our score after 3.5 innings is the Spartans 2, the Indians 1 in exciting state high school championship softball. I stumble with the words fast pitch softball. I guess I always think of fast pitch softball as softball, and slow pitch is the one with the word in front of the pitch. So.
Yeah, that's the way it should be. You're right.
We get a swing and a foul ball for strike one for number 34 for the Indians, and that's Becky Stetner. A foul ball on the play off the plate, or was it off the batter's foot, I believe? I didn't get a good look at it.
Hard to see, but Nate called it right away, so it had to be.
And Nate is very emphatic with his calls. Nice pickup by Jody. Doesn't bother to throw. She's deep in the hole. She might not have had a play there. I think discretion was the better part of that, Valor.
That's an infield hit. That was just a good stop. Good infield hit.
And so we've got one runner aboard for the Indians. Nobody out there. You see the ball as Jody goes deep in the hole at short, scoops it up with a nice backhanded play. And we see bunt. The runner not going, and that's in there for strike one. Becky down at first base is ready. Now, they went on the second pitch last time. I couldn't tell for sure. Almost looked as if a hit and run might have been on there.
A slap bunt was on. If it works, keep using it.
And that pitch out. And they've got her at second base. The ball was a little bit towards the first base side of second base, but it was thrown with enough on it to get it all the way out there. We'll take a look at that one once again. As you see the ball going, well, we'll see it here coming down towards second base on the slap bunt.
Well thrown. Jody has got such great lateral movement. She's all over that field.
And this ball hit out towards left field and foul. Just barely fouled. Jody again running after that.
She's pumped. She's pumped. She's going everywhere tonight. She's going to play this game.
And, you know, we get back to that play at second base where the runner was thrown out. Our count here is 1-2 with one out. Jody limbering up her elbow and shoulder that she landed on, diving for that ball. On that throw down to second base, normally with the right-handed hitter up, that's the second baseman's play, is to come over and cover second base on that. As striking out there is Jenny Bauer, the pitcher. Up to bat now, number 9, Nadine LeMay, the center fielder for the Indians. So she's really getting all over the field when they're letting her.
Well, when you've got a shortstop like she is, let her play. Let her take everything she can. It's easier to tell for the shortstop on the steal an awful lot of the time.
And there's a well-hit ball out towards left field, and that's caught there by Sarah Stephens and hauled in for the final out here of the bottom of the fourth inning. And so after 4 innings, our score is the Spartans 2, the Indians 1 from Fridley Park. And welcome back to Fridley Community Park with Bonnie Young-Johnson. I'm Chuck Fordman. We're in the top of the 5th inning here in the championship game of the state girls softball tournament. And I'm not sure, Bonnie, is this the first year this tournament's been played at Fridley Community Park?
No, this is the first year we've had both single A and double A at the same site.
Okay.
In a number of years.
Now, the state tournament was played last year at this park for the double A?
Yes.
Okay.
And the single A was up in St. Cloud, I believe.
Now, is the tournament going to stay in the cities here, or is it talk about moving it around town, do you know? Or?
We look at different facilities and we see what can accommodate probably the parking and the fans. This is a very good setup with 4 fields, 6 fields actually, 4 that would be used for games. It's nice, well done here.
And the lighting is excellent too.
Oh, they just do a super job here in Fridley. They're so accommodating to the high school league and to the girls, and all the support here is just phenomenal. So we're real happy with Fridley.
And Sarah Steppens leads off the top of the 5th inning. She goes out 4-3 on a nice play there by the second baseman Laura Peters for the Indians. We're in the top of the 5th inning with 1 out, nobody aboard for the Spartans. And we'll take a look at that last hit there. And there you see her being thrown out. Sherry Luz is up now. She's got, I thought she had a pitch already, but maybe not.
Yeah, it was an attempted bunt.
And she takes that one a little bit high for 1-1. Now, with these gals pitching 3 games in a period of 2 days, that one's
good
right.
Snag.
Jenny Bauer throws over to first base. Tara Strom, and out number 2 here in the top of the 5th. Will these gals' arms start to get a little weary, or is it their legs? Or
Well, most of these gals, the legs give out first, that front leg, the stopping leg. And so they need to do a lot of workout during the season on their legs. Their arms pretty much is such a natural motion that their whole body gets tired, but their legs take a beating. You see how much force she generates, and then she has to almost stop her motion and then follow through.
no, I guess it's you know, you think about how many pitches are being thrown here and everything, and of course of 2 days, it may, even with the natural motion, that's got to be, yet you watch and you wonder how much the lower back and the hips and the legs take maybe the abuse here.
That pitcher has to be in real good shape. The pitcher needs to condition real well if she's going to have longevity as a pitcher.
We've got a count of 3-1 now on number 19, Annie LaValle, for the Spartans. And that one's a little bit high for ball 4.
First ball.
With 2 out here in the top of the 5th, we've got a runner aboard, and up comes number 15, the pitcher, Tracy Carey. The Indians pretty much defensively set up straight away now, and the infield back at normal depth. And that one fouled straight back for an 0-1 count with 2 outs and a 1 runner aboard. Our score 2-1. The Spartans over the Indians here in the championship game, the Class AA championship game.
Nice
and that's
stroke.
Nice little hit right up the alley in left center field.
Interference. That'll be interference on the second baseman. We'll see if the ump calls it.
And it appears that they're going to...
It's his interpretation how far she could make it, but that was definitely interference.
We've got the umpires huddled together between second and third. We'll take a look at this one again.
She'll trip over the second baseman.
And it had already happened by the time
Yeah,
we
it already
came there to
happened.
that shot.
I think they're going to rule that that's as far as she could have made it. It's an umpire's interpretation.
So we've got 2 outs, runners at second and third, and up to bat for the Spartans is number 18, Jody Halverson, the shortstop.
We'll see if that old adage, walks will haunt you, comes true.
And that one just a little bit low for ball 2. We've got a 2-0 count with 2 outs, 2 on, and the score 2-1 Spartans over the Indians here in the top of the 5th inning. And that one's high and away now. Now it almost seems as if Jenny's lost a little concentration.
Yeah, 4th, 5th, and 6th innings are a little tougher for concentrating. They're not quite as sharp as they are mentally in the first couple of innings, and she'll sharpen up, though.
And strike 1 now as Jenny fires a good one right down the middle. Jody at the plate. Right back to Jenny on a comebacker. Over to Strom for the out, and gets herself out of the top of the 5th inning with no runs coming across the plate.
Very composed.
So after 4.5 innings, our score: the Spartans 2, the Indians 1.
Great.
And welcome back to Fridley's Community Park, where after 4.5 innings, our score is the Spartans 2, the Indians 1 here at Fridley's Community Park. The Indians are quickly up to the plate. We just got some attendance figures here. We've got all-time attendance record of 64-51 at the tournament this year. Great turnout, outstanding numbers. Went over last year's numbers by about 700-800. Great to see people getting interested in coming out to the softball tournament. Again, it's all in one location this year. It was in 2 last year, St. Cloud and here at Fridley. Now, is that helping attendance, or does that hurt attendance a little bit?
Well, we hope it'll help attendance. We also think that this is a good area, and also the weather's been fantastic.
Yeah.
And school's out for most schools, so.
Yeah, I don't know. In the metro area, I think, yeah, especially here in the North Metro, most of the schools are done. I don't know.
Some of them are in finals, but most of them are out now.
And the ball out to Halverson. She throws it over to Annie LaValle at first, and the one away quickly here for the Indians.
I think we have 2 outs now.
Oh, 2 outs, excuse me, I'm sorry. And we'll take a look at that one again.
It's kind of a little dribbler.
Up to bat now is number 12, Laura Peters. And did we have a pinch hitter there? Was number 20 a pinch hitter? The last batter for Park Cottage Grove, I believe, was number 20. And maybe it was number 10. Must have been Tara Strom, number 10. Or it's actually, she's number 14.
Do you have a pinch hitter? Pinch hitter?
We did have a pinch hitter.
Hines.
Okay, Lisa Hines pinch hit for Strom. And that one a little bit inside as we've got a 2-2 count on Laura Peters. That one outside for 3-2, a full count now on Laura Peters with 2 out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. The Spartans ahead 2-1. And she walks to get on base. Runner on first now is Laura Peters for the Indians. That's the tying run here. Coming up to bat now is Robin Beebe for the Indians. Robin getting ready to step in. She looks down at the coach for the sign.
Both pitchers pitching a walk in this inning. Otherwise, excellent pitching.
That ball just a little bit outside. Play down to first. Back in time is Laura Peters. As we look at Jenny Bauer's statistics here on the year, I don't see anything here that says exactly how many walks she's given up over the year.
Double play ball.
And Jody Halverson scoops up the ball out to short, steps on second for the final out here in the bottom of the 5th inning. And the 5th inning ends just the way it started with our score. The Spartans 2, the Indians 1. And welcome back to Fridley's Community Park with Bonnie Young Johnson. I'm Chuck Fortman. We're here with State Girls High School Championship softball action. The Spartans of Richfield leading the Indians of Park Cottage Grove 2-1. We're going to the top of the 6th inning. Nail-biting time now, Bonnie.
Great. It's great to have the championship game this way. We've had many games this weekend, or these 2 days. Close games.
You get so used to these tournaments being played over a weekend, it almost seems like that's when they should be played.
Well, it was supposed to be over a weekend, but we couldn't get the parking facilities, so they had to move it back a couple of days to be able to have enough to facilitate both A and AA at the same site.
And actually, we couldn't have asked for 2 better days.
Dandy. The weather has been outstanding. The fans have been excellent here, all the schools and all their fan support and the kids. It's really been very nice to see that.
Darcy Lou's up now. Darcy, the designated hitter, and Darcy fooled there with a pitch from Jenny Bauer. We've got a 1-1 count. Nobody out here in the top of the 6th. Jenny seems to have her concentration back now.
She's pitching them right in there now.
Jenny in the motion. That one's just a little bit outside. Well, we're all even at 2-2 here. Darcy stands in. Jenny's ready. And that one's down to third base. Angie across to Tara, and we've got out number 1 here in the top of the 6th inning. We haven't had one scoring for Richfield as we take a look at this one again. The last score we had was in the 3rd inning when each team scored a run. There you see easily the throw getting across in time. This is a pop-up.
She lost it, and she still came up with it. Good play.
Robin Beebe, the catcher, comes up with that. And Robin, thinking there was 2 outs, just kind of rolled it back out to the mound, but there was only 1 out, so now we have 2 outs here in the top of the 6th inning. We saw in the game earlier that the catcher on a 3rd strike thought it was the 3rd, or actually it wasn't the 3rd strike, it was only a 2nd strike. We see the bluff bunt and a slap hit. Over to
close play.
Strom, Polanco over to Strom, and we've got a 1-2-3 inning for the Spartans as they go down. The Indians come in and are scored 2-1 after 5.5 innings. And welcome back to Fridley's Community Park with Bonnie Young Johnson. I'm Chuck Fordman. There you see the scoreboard. No, that isn't the time. It's not 6:24, but that's the bottom of the 6th inning with number 24 coming to bat. That's Kristen Ship coming up, the right fielder for the Indians. And you saw our score there, 2-1, the Spartans over the Indians. Jody Halverson over to her first baseman, Annie LaValle, for out number 1 here in the bottom of the 6th inning. And Bonnie, we're into the meat of the order here for the Indians.
They have to do it now. This is their strongest part of their lineup.
And I'm looking down at the score sheet, and I don't think Jenny Bauer, the number 5 hitter, is the only one in the bottom half of the order that's even gotten a hit for the Indians here tonight. And that one snagged there by Billy Cadwell at third, over to first. Beautiful defensive play by Billy Cadwell to get that ball over to Annie LaValle for out number 2 here in the 6th inning. There you see Billy, as we'll take a look at her great snag once again. A good hit down to third. Beautiful play over to first. Nice play there by LaValle too, and now a comebacker to Tracy, and she gets it over.
Oh my goodness.
Annie swallows that one up, and 1-2-3 for the heart of the Indians order. And after 6 innings, our score remains the Spartans 2, the Indians 1. And welcome back to Fridley's Community Park with Bonnie Young Johnson. I'm Chuck Fordman, and through 6 innings, the Richfield Spartans have 6 hits, and the Park Cottage Grove Indians have 5, and the Spartans lead 2-1 here as we head into the top of the 7th inning. The Spartans can add some insurance. It'll be up to the Indians to make sure that they've got to come up with a run just to keep this game going in the bottom of the 7th. Coming up now is a pinch hitter for
Fitzenberg.
Fitzenberg coming up for the Spartans. She's coming up in place of Billy Cadwell. And leading off here in the 7th inning, we've got Cadwell, Sarah Steppens, and Cherie Luge coming up. Jenny steps in. Good pitch, strike 1. Strike 2. That one's outside for ball 1. A 1-2 count, nobody out, nobody on here. Top of the 7th, Spartans leading 2-1. Spartans trying to add some insurance here in the top of the 7th. Off the fist, out toward second base, over to first base, Tara Strom, and Laura Peters got it over there in a hurry. That ball didn't have a whole lot of oomph on it.
It almost spun the other way, kind of backed up on her. So good defensive play there.
Almost like a 9-iron shot in golf.
That's right. Little knuckler.
Coming up the plate now is number 4 as we take a look at the last one there again.
Nice strong throw.
That's Sarah Steppens coming up. She lines out to the first baseman, Tara Storm, for out number 2. Number 11 now stepping in is Shireen Lutz. Shireen has scored a run and grounded out 1-3 twice.
Right up the middle, though. She's a good contact hitter.
That one just a little bit outside. Ball 2. 2-0 the count with 2 outs here in the top of the 7th inning. The Spartans ahead 2-0 or 2-1. Nobody on base for the Spartans right now. Outside just a little bit again. Jenny pitching very carefully here to Shireen Lutz. There you get a good look at Jenny Bauer, the Indians pitcher.
Right down the pipe.
She takes that one for strike one. The count 3-1 with 2 out here in the top of the 7th inning. And that one's hit down the left field line, just foul.
She swung at ball 4.
And we've got a 3-2 count now on Shireen Luz. Shireen steps out. Now she steps back in. She's ready. Jenny's ready on the mound. And she swung and fouled that one straight back. That one I think she had to swing at to protect the plate.
She did. She had to protect the plate there. That was close.
And we're set. This one's hit well out in the left center field gap. Shireen got it way out there. She rounds second and holds as they did a good job there in the outfield of hitting the cutoff.
A little bit of a change on that ball. She put some power behind it.
And Richfield has once again got a runner in scoring position with 2 outs here, as we'll take a look again at Shireen's hit. As she got pretty much all that. It was, she went with the pitch a little bit outside. And
yep.
Up now is Annie LaValle, the first baseman for the Spartans. And he takes that one for strike one. 1-1 count with 2 outs and a runner on second here. Top of the 7th inning. The Spartans leading 2-1. State AA Championship girls softball. Strike 2.
Outside corner.
Now all of a sudden Jenny seems to have reached down and gotten the concentration back, and that one's just a little bit outside. She had a pitch there to waste.
Try to make her go for it. It's a good time to put that in there.
She swung at that one trying to go with the pitch again a little bit, and might have been just a little bit behind it.
She's pitching to that outside corner now.
We've got a 2-2 count with 2 outs and a runner at second here in the top of the 7th inning. State AA Girls Championship softball. That one down to third base. Up with it quickly and over to first base was Angie Grossman. And that ends the inning for the Spartans. Our score remains the Spartans 2, the Indians 1. Welcome back to Fridley Community Park with Bonnie Young Johnson. I'm Chuck Fortman. Our score after 6.5 innings. We're headed to the bottom of the 7th inning. The Spartans of Richfield 2, the Indians of Park Cottage Grove 1, and coming up to bat here in the 7th inning.
The pitcher, she may have to do it all herself.
Tracy Carey, number 15, the pitcher for the Spartans.
No, Jenny for Park, I think.
Oh, okay. I see what you're saying. Jenny Bauer is up to bat, the pitcher for Park Cottage Grove. And we've got a 2-ball, no strike count. Three balls and no strikes on the pitcher. No, he called that a strike. Usually he'd been calling those right away. And
Nice play. Gonna
Foul
call it
ball.
foul, though.
And we've got a 2-2 count now on Jenny Bauer as she comes back down to the batter's box after getting all the way to first base on that. Jenny loosening up a little bit again now as she's getting ready to step in. 2-2 the count, nobody out. Bottom of the 7th inning. Fouled straight back. Boy, with the lights on the field and then this darkness in between is really deceptive as to
where the ball's going. I'd like to see him tie this up. This would be fun.
Jenny hits
Well
a
hit.
long ball down the left field line, but curving foul down there. And I'm not sure. We'll see if I can grab one of these books here and look through it. What is the record for the state longest game in state tournament softball history?
Oh, I'm going to guess 19 innings.
Sounds like you were involved in that game.
Well, I was 22.
22 innings we're getting told from our truck crew.
I must have left after 19.
Okay. 22 innings, that's like playing 3 games in 1.
That was a long sit. It was worse for the kids, though. And they all hung in there. It was wonderful to see how much mental stamina they had.
We've got a 2-2 count here on Jenny. Now she gets one back. Jody just can't get to it as Jenny Bauer leads off the bottom of the 7th. As you hear the crowd from Park Cottage Grove, we've got a great crowd on hand here at Fridley's Community Park.
It's packed out here. There isn't a seat anywhere in the stands.
Nope.
Standing room only here on field 3. It was marketed to be the matchup, so it ends up being a real good game by a couple of teams.
And we're going to have a runner come in now. As you see the replay there, Jody Halverson just not quite being able to get to it. And for the Indians, number 17, Sue Klossner comes in to run for Jenny Bauer. Now, let me make sure I understand this right. She can come in to run if she comes around and scores. Jenny's not necessarily out of the game.
No, there's one re-entry for starters. So you can take all your starters out once and put them back in as long as they go back into the correct batting order. Doesn't matter where they play in the field, they just have to go back into the correct batting position.
Okay. So they don't necessarily have to go back into the field where they were playing.
Nope. They can play anywhere, but they have to bat in the correct order. It's a good way to get a lot of players into the game. I like the rule, and I like the designated hitter rule also. Nice bunt. Very nice bunt.
That bunt goes all the way out to center field where it's fielded there and brought into the pitchers. We've got runners at the corners, first and third, with 1 out. That bunt was more than one could expect. That
was a great placement bunt.
And we're going to take a look at that one again.
Got everybody moving. It's what you want on a slap bunt like that. You get everybody moving and you kind of put it where they aren't.
And that ball just acted like it had eyes as it rolled on through there.
That's what you try to do. Try to get the ball to the place where the player was, because on the bunt they'll both be moving.
And the Richfield coach is out talking to her infielders, making sure everybody knows exactly what to do now in this situation. I'm sure they're going to want to look for the bunt and the suicide type situation with that runner at third and make sure they, no matter what they do, they hold that runner in position. We have 1 out here.
No outs. 1 out?
We had a
Did I miss it?
yes, I believe it was Nadine that flew out to the first baseman, and out at first base now is Brenda Polanco. And stepping up to bat now is Tara Storm, the first baseman. She shows bunt. The steal's on. They cut it off, and Tara doesn't run all the way.
This is a good play. This is a good play. This is a good play. We'll see if they mishandle the ball. They get her out.
She's out at first.
And they get no run.
The runner hasn't scored. Jenny Bauer, the gal running for Jenny Bauer. And I'm trying to remember who.
17. Sue's still on third.
Sue Klausner is still on third. She dove back into third. By the time everything shook out, they had the ball and the runner from first in a rundown.
That's what you want to do. You want to get in the rundown there. But this defensive player played it right. She's looking at the third base, the gal on third base.
And they got her there.
Look her back.
Tara Storm up now for the Indians with 2 outs. Runner at third. And the Spartans have pulled their outfield in just a little bit. They've got her shaded around towards right just slightly. Strike one. This is the number 9 hitter in the Indians order.
Gotta get there, gotta get there, gotta.
And they've got the final out. The Indians worked hard at it right down to the final out.
I don't even know how to score that last out. The second out. Good defensive play, heads up. They were always watching the lead runner, and they kept that girl back to first and then ended up getting her out. Great defensive play the whole game by both teams, but especially by Richfield.
And there you see the Richfield team on the field. We'll just let you take a look at that for a minute. Pictures pretty much can say it all. So with our final score, the Spartans 2, the Indians of Park Cottage Grove 1. Richfield is the 1992 Minnesota State AA Girls Championship in softball.
The sportsmanship banners were presented to the following teams during the 2 days of tournament play. Dover-Yoda, Maple River, Brooklyn Center, Albany, Lawrence area, Broughton Stewart, Germantown, Egan, Mankato, White Bear Lake area, Princeton, Alexandria. Congratulations to all of the teams for these good scores. And now at this time, we would like to present to you for the very first time ever in softball, the first base all-tournament team. The 10 students named to the first base all-tournament team have distinguished themselves during the girls' state softball tournament by their athletic excellence, leadership, team commitment, and exceptional sportsmanship. Recipients of this award were elected by the vote of sports media covering the girls' state softball tournament. And a panel of coaches selected by the Minnesota Softball Coaches Association. The all-tournament team ballot included the names of all of the students competing in the tournament. Presenting the trophy for the first base all-tournament team award is Carol Martinson, Vice President of the Corporate Security for the first. And now, the 1992 Class AA Girls Softball All-Tournament Team. Pitcher for Mankato West, Pam Stearland. Pitcher for Egan, Courtney Dooley. Elevation Central, that's their name, Dakota. Outfielder for Egan, Amy Hamper. Outfielder from Egan, Terry Gangle. Pitcher outfielder from Princeton, Marty DeWall. Pitcher and first base player, also from Princeton, Corrine Lundell. Defender from Alexandria, Heather Nelson. Pitcher from Carter Cottage Grove, Jenny Bauer. Outfielder from Carter Cottage Grove, Laura Peters. And from Richfield, Tracy Gray. Ladies and gentlemen, 1992 first base all-tournament team. Enjoy the first base and the Minnesota High School region. Congratulations to my athletes and all of the students who participated in this year's State Girls Softball Tournament. And now, the 1992 Minnesota State High School Class AA Girls Softball Champion is Richfield Spartans. Each member of the Spartans of the squad will receive a gold medal. Now, as your name is called up, step forward to receive your medal. Jenny Bittsburger. Janet Hanson. Ann Pryor. Jenny Ware. Serene Luke. Annie Laval. Tracy Terry. 1992 Girls Softball Tournament. And we'd also like to thank Pat Ripken, Tournament Secretary. Thank you, Pat. Also, the sportsmanship committee, as well as all of the other workers at this year's tournament for their time and their dedication. A very big thank you. And now, will the captain of the 1992 Girls Softball Tournament has come to an end. Thank you all for your great support and encouragement for being ready for it. Drive safely, everyone, and please remember to use the Avenue crosswalk to get to the Columbia Marina parking lot. Thank you all.
We're back here at Fridley Community Park, where the Spartans of Richfield have just won the state AA Girls Championship Softball Tournament by a score of 2-1 over the Indians of Park Cottage Grove. This game was extremely close. Looking down the statistics, both teams 7 hits. Both pitchers gave up 1 walk. Bauer had 6 strikeouts. Carey had 3 strikeouts. It couldn't have gotten much closer.
What a wonderful finish. I love it when they're close.
This one went in right down to the last
That
out.
last play, that second out, just...
And the Indians were trying everything. They're trying to a double steal and they were trying anything they could do to make something happen.
Richfield came up with some outstanding defensive plays today, and that's why they won the ball game.
And they did. They shined defensively. They played instinctively and reacted and threw the ball to the right place. That may have been the only mistake really Park made, was the play at first base where the right fielder threw behind the first baseman. And as I recall, that was the second run.
Yeah.
The run that ended up winning the game for the Spartans of Richfield. Been a great game. Been a great crew. Great day here. Great tournament. Great turnout.
Wonderful tournament. Wonderful turnout. And I'd like to thank Pat Ripken, who was the director of this tournament for Fridley Community Center, and Lisa Lissamore from the State High School League. Wonderful tournament. 2 great ladies putting on a great show for the girls.
And everything went well. We had record attendance here. This year we had an attendance of 6451. That bettered to last year's mark by about 700 people. So great turnout here at the fields in Fridley. Great location here on 70th and University Avenue Northeast. And there you see the celebration going on the field, and they must be telling us that we have to get out of get out of here, Bonnie. They're lowering the curtain on us here.
So the party's over.
With our final score, the Spartans 2 and the Indians 1 for Bonnie Young Johnson. I'm Chuck Fortman. Thank you for joining us tonight. Have a good evening.
Have a great weekend, everyone.
Brother, I am ready.